I want to share something with you today that happened to me yesterday. My purse got stolen out of my friend's car while I was enjoying myself at the beach. So I came back, and of course, I wasn't very happy. But I realized that really everything that happens in life is this incredible opportunity to see or to recognize the truth of who we really are. Even these so-called negative experiences, and even especially these, because if something great happens in our life, we enjoy it, we are happy, but it doesn't really make us think more deeply about the meaning of it or the meaning of life. And we tend to be actually quite ungrateful beings and take for granted all the good things that happen to us. But when something so-called negative happens to us, it really stops us in our tracks. From the perspective of the person, there would be resentment, anger. It would kind of spoil the day, and you probably don't feel like going back to this place anymore. It doesn't feel safe. It just takes you to all sorts of places. But from the perspective of consciousness, this is not a different person that tries to harm you. That difference between the person and I is really just an apparition on the surface. But it is all one. That same consciousness that seeks to recognize its true nature. So all these scenarios really are loving offerings from the self to the self. Asking the question, are you really going to identify as the person again? And the anger, the resentment, the sense of separation? Or are you owning up to the truth that you have confirmed yourself so many times? And when you do this, this whole scene changes completely. I had my laptop in there, my phone, my friend's purse was in there with 100,000 cards that he cannot easily replace, some sports gear, and none of that was stolen, just my purse. And there's nothing really essential in there. Probably in the matter of an hour, I managed to replace everything, including the lock of my front door, which is probably being a little bit over-considerate. But everything just flew into each other like that. So what had really happened? I didn't lose anything. I just gained this incredible confirmation that we do not have any enemy in this world. That everything is in support of you. Everything is in support of your seeing of the truth of who you really are. It is just this little change of perspective that is in the way of us seeing things as they truly are. May I share another anecdote with you? Just recently, a friend of mine went to Israel, and I asked her while she was there if she is going to see the place where Jesus died and where he was resurrected. Such wonderful places of testimony of his incredible love and his immensity. And she said, these things are in my heart, but right now I'm more concerned with current things and things that are part of the outside world. This is why I'm there. And of course she is right. God is in the heart and not necessarily in a particular place. But what was revealed to me in that moment is how often we still create a separation between what we know is true inside of our heart and the life we live as a person in the world, so to speak. How easily we slip back into the person that people know, pursuing certain hobbies, interests, pursuits. And then when we have the time, we go back to our private room and we meditate on the nature of the self. But as I said before in my other story, this separation is an illusion. And it creates all the struggle and all the suffering that we want to get away from. I can see more and more clearly how exclusive our interest in the self must be to fully realize the truth. As long as we have other interests, pursuits in life, we might have moments of clarity and great seeing, but also the struggle and the suffering that comes with a person because we choose that too. And this does not mean that we sit in a cave and starve and give up our life and job. It is much more profound than this. It is the simple shift of attention. When we shift our attention completely to the great consciousness that we are, our highest point of reference, then the whole world around us is revealed as it truly is. Everything is God, and all of the time. The self knows no boundaries. There is no inside the heart and outside of that. Nothing can diminish it, and nothing is in opposition to it. It is our own perception that creates these kind of realities, until we find that the great consciousness is incessant. It is everywhere and all of the time, uninterruptedly. It is all there is.